Right now, PPCRV is reporting 7,400 plus precincts out of 92,500 plus, 8.06. A while ago, it's 3.35%. And now, well, Grace Poe ranked number 2 at 757,000 votes. Mar Rojas, 748,482 votes. Jojo Binay, 457,575, and Miriam Santiago, 149,973. They're still counting the votes of Roy Señeres, 1,923. Rodrigo Duterte has 1,311,236 votes. This is as of 5:50 p.m. That's just about 20 minutes ago.
Good evening, Pia. I'm ready to respond to the questions.
Thank you very much, Mayor Duterte. Right now, what we are reporting po, sir, is that PPCRV is reporting in its partial and unofficial counts, just, well, 8.06% of precincts nationwide are reporting, and you are leading the race with about over 1 million votes. Can you tell us your first reactions to this?
Well, I would not want to speculate on the result of the elections, but I remain hopeful, and that as long as there is no cheating, there is no anomaly in the voting and in the counting, I would be happy to accept any verdict that the Filipino people may give us, the candidates. Wala ho akong expectations, except that I want to just assure the nation that we are hopeful and praying that it's all peaceful and no violence in the elections. Yan lang po ang masasabi ko. I do not speculate on the returns. It's not even half of what it should be. And of course, as always, I am not a pessimistic one, but I always, in my years of as a politician for 40 years, that is, I always count to God. I defer to God, and always my answer would be, as it has always been, if it is my destiny to be there, then I accept it. If God and the people does not want me to be president, I'd be happy to accept the verdict. No problem sa akin. Wala akong problema. I said it's a matter of destiny, crafted by the people and God.
Mayor Duterte, when you say as long as there is no cheating and no anomaly, from what you have been able to monitor, I'm sure nagre-report sa inyo ang mga tao po ninyo, no? your staff members, a few vote counting machines not functioning properly, a few voters, not quite a number of voters not being able to vote. What do you think of that? Does that okay lang po ba yan sa inyo? It's not something that we should worry about?
You know, Pia, it has always been my policy in life that I do not really invest emotions on the things which I cannot control. Magsasayang na ako ng emotions dyan. Keep on speculating. It would just give you distress. So, kagaya ng aeroplano to, hindi ka naman piloto, and you are in a thunderstorm in the midst, you are caught with a rocking motion there. Well, maybe you want to pray and meditate and relax. Kasi wala naman akong talagang magawa kung may cheating or may violence. But I leave it to the COMELEC. The COMELEC has the mandate to conduct a fair and honest election, and to the integrity, of course, the armed forces and the police. That they should say to it, they should see to it rather, that the election is really representative of the will of the people. So I'd like to address first to the Filipino people. I'd like to thank everybody who voted for me, and for those who did not vote for me, I'd still thank you for participating in a democratic process. To my political opponents, all and sundry, not only the presidential bets, I would like to offer my hand in friendship. If you accept it, fine. If you don't, we can always, there's always a time for everything. There's always a time for reckoning and a time to know the truth. Yan lang po.
Pia, almost all clustered precincts here at the Arroyo High School have failed to transmit the vote results, and out of 17 clustered precincts, only one clustered precinct in Arroyo High School was able to transmit successfully, meaning they were able to transmit to the City Board of Canvassers, Central Server, and Transparency Server. There are also some precincts, however, that were able to transmit to the KBP and Central Server, but failed to send to the CBOC, or failed to the Central Server, but was able to send at the CBOC. Now, Ms. Celia Soriano explained to us that each clustered precinct is only allowed 3 attempts, and if these 3 attempts fail, as per COMELEC Resolution number 10101, the revised contingency of BEIs, they will bring the VCM with the inserted USB to the Rizal Coliseum. The election results will be uploaded manually. And as of now, the Smartmatic technicians have yet to figure out what caused the transmission failure. They say it wasn't caused by weak internet connection. And anytime now, the BEIs will be bringing the VCMs at the Rizal Coliseum, and the BEIs will be escorted by police on their way to the Coliseum. But Pia, we just got this info now. Some clustered precincts that still tried to transmit votes, some of them have already successfully transmitted to all 3 servers, but there are still some that failed, and their last option definitely is to bring this at the Rizal Coliseum for the manual uploading. Pia?
Yeah, Yumi, faster transmission of election results. Speaking to CNN Philippines earlier, COMELEC Chairman Andy Bautista says preparations for the polls were based on issues from previous elections. He adds, at the rate they're going, all votes may be in by midnight.
One of the key result areas where COMELEC wants to improve upon is the quick and accurate transmission of results. So what we did was that we looked at the sites in 2010 and 2013, tried to make sure that the signal was improved, because most of the transmission is still being done through SIM cards, which is GPRS technology. But in case there is no signal, then we resort to satellites or BGANs. And again, we deployed more BGANs for this election, and maybe that could be the reason why there is a better transmission right now. We still had our share of problems, but again, we compared it to the problems that we encountered in 2010 and 2013, for example, in respect of malfunctions of the vote counting machine, in terms of election-related violence, and so far, our initial assessment.
Pia, just a brief update on the ongoing canvassing of votes here in Davao City, where the Dutertes continue or are dominating the local race. As of 8:15 this evening, the transmission rate here in Davao City is now at 80%. For the mayoral race in Daisara, Duterte continues to lead with 472,201 votes. Next is Teodoro Mantilla with 1,715 votes, and Kilat Tocante at third with 480 votes. For the vice mayoral race, Pulong Duterte is running unopposed, and he has 427,882 votes. Now let's go to the House of Representatives or Congress. For the first district, lone candidate Carlo Nograles now has 177,506 votes. For the second district, the Liberal Party's Mylene Garcia has 129,463 votes, and Christopher Abiera, an independent candidate, has 15,461 votes. For the third district, Alberto Ungab is leading with 71,506 votes against Caloy Bello, who now has 35,165 votes. Now, Pia, Davao City has 873,670 voters, but according to the canvass reports for both the mayoral and vice mayoral races, total voters who actually voted only stands at 528,152.
Hi, Pia. It's generally peaceful and humid here in Cebu City. I'm just right outside the City Hall, and you can see right behind me there's a huge screen for all the figures where the ongoing canvassing of votes is being held. And you can also see around the City Hall there are a lot of political supporters right now, and they are showing support to their political candidates. Some of them are saying that they're going to be celebrating until the wee hours of the morning, and some of them are saying they will be having a street party. Well, we go now to figures, Pia. The total election returns that have been canvassed have reached 90% as of this time. That's coming from 837 total clustered precincts. And it may seem that Cebuanos prefer Duterte more than his political candidates. He garnered 59% as of this time, followed by Rojas with 18%, and then followed by Poe, Binay, and Defensor Santiago. Now, for the vice presidential race, Cebuanos favor Cayetano more than the other vice presidential candidates with 34.03%, followed by Robredo with 32.76%, and then followed by Marcos, Escudero, Onasan, and Trillanes. Now, another interesting is the fight between the mayoralty bets, Tommy Osmeña, who garnered 53.67%, and the incumbent mayor who got 46.32%. That's incumbent mayor Mike Rama. And Pia, we're going to be giving you updates as soon as they happen, and we will be on.
Senatorial candidate Richard Gordon. Good evening, sir. Welcome to CNN Philippines.
Good evening, Pia.
Well, how do you feel right now, sir? The latest updates from PPCRV's partial and unofficial count, you're in the top 6. Do you feel comfortable there already?
Well, no, I'm just letting God be my co-pilot here. I'm happy where I am. I'm happy where He puts me in position or in what place. It doesn't matter. I'm here to serve, and I'm ready to serve.
All right. So we're showing you at number 5 with 12.7 million votes. Well, like you said, you're just taking this very
I've been through many elections.
Yeah.
I've been through several elections, and I know how it feels. There's no point in getting stressed out about it. Last week I decided I'll just leave it all to our Lord, and let's do it as good as we can. We did our best, and our people who helped me did their best, and I'm really happy about the results so far, and I'm really thankful to all the people who gave their trust and confidence with me. I'm glad the automated election that I authored worked, and I'm glad that the receipt or the voter verified paper audit trail wasn't really a chore, was it? Everybody was saying from the COMELEC that it was going to give them a bad time, and it's going to delay the election. And I thought a lot of people are calling me and saying, hey, we're very happy about the receipt, and it's a welcome change in the electoral process, and thank you all for that.
Well, Senator Gordon, what else do you think other election reforms we need to do or implement?
Oh, well, we need badly the political party overhaul. We have to have political parties, especially in a presidential system. We've got to bring vetting of candidates back, meaning to say people should be selected by the political parties. The political parties should raise the money. They should not leave raising the money to individual candidates, because they could easily fall into regulatory capture. And it's important that people realize that debates must be undertaken. The government must pay for TV debates. I don't want to put the TV business out of business, but I do feel that if the government pays for the TV debates, it will save us a lot of heartburn and heartache in terms of lessening corruption, lessening regulatory capture, and making our people more intelligent in selecting the right candidates to lead our country. So I think that we should have regional debates, especially for the presidency and for the senatorial, the national candidates.
So, Senator Gordon,
I also believe that there should be campaign finance reform.
Yeah. So are we looking at, what would you prefer, like runoff elections, primaries, like, para, so that we can sieve the candidates, make them go through the ringer?
For the presidency, I think you'll need a runoff. If there are several candidates, you will want to have runoff. But if you have two political parties only, and that they're assured, like before, that they can select, then they will really vet themselves. Right now, sino may pera? And people who can buy the party, the people who can own a party, they can own a party. It's just like another matter for reform is the party list, A lot of people get away with the party list candidacies. Who represents persons with disabilities? Who represents the fishermen? I mean, they would need adequate candidates, and sometimes there's a backdoor play all the time with this party list system.
All right. Thank you very much. Senatorial candidate Dick Gordon, who's doing quite well.
Yes, hello Pinky. Hello to everyone watching CNN Philippines. Magandang gabi po. Mabuhay po Pilipinas.
Senator, how are you? You are number 7 right now.
I'm elated. I just stepped out of a plane from Davao. I flew in from Bukidnon. I cast my vote early this morning. And, Pinky, many of the people who are watching probably know the history of my political career. I made it in 2007, yet too controversial. It was a bit controversial, and I resigned in 2011. And then I lost in 2013. So I've been pretty much a civilian for over 5 years. And but it's back to beyond the saddle, and I'm raring to and excited to be able to serve the Filipino people once again.
Yeah, going back to your campaign during the 2013 elections, you did run as senator. You and Senator Dick Gordon both, unfortunately, at that time did not make it. I think he was number 13 and you were number 14. Both of you are actually in the top 12 right now.
Yes, me and Tito Dick, he's actually my ninong. We're sort of Batman and Robin. We help each other out. As a matter of fact, in the Philippine Red Cross, he's the chairman, I'm the vice chair. And when we were together in the Senate, we helped each other out. That's why in 2013, after that loss, we were quite frustrated. Alam mo, Pinky, ayaw talaga namin ng tumakbo. And as a matter of fact, it took some convincing between us, between the both of us, to run again and file for candidacies last October of 2015. So I'm so happy that he's doing very well, and I made it also into the top 10. And again, I'm just so happy. I thank everybody for this, because we're really running a skeleton campaign team. I only have 10 campaign staff members. We only produced 100,000 posters. I mean, I don't have people like I used to when I was with the Senate. And it was really sa magandang loob ng talaga ng mga barkada, Pinky, that helped us out. Those guys we've met through the years serving in the Senate, in provinces like in General Santos and Mindanao and areas in the Visayas and Luzon. I thank them all for their support. And I think it was really performance politics, Pinky, all throughout the campaign, including my ads. I just spoke about what we had done
in the
when I was
past.
congressman and senator.
Yeah.
Exactly. That I had a perfect attendance, that I was the youngest majority floor leader. I was able to pass 650 Republic Acts, like the Renewable Energy Act, that has been actually churning out almost 3 million jobs now because of the renewable energy boom. So what we did was just really campaign through the performance that we had done in the past. And I thank everybody who put their trust and confidence in me. I promise not to let them down. I promise not to let my family down. Although my eldest child, who's 8 years old, keeps telling everybody that she does not want her dad to win. She's my daughter. Because she doesn't want to lose me. These last 5 years was probably her most favorite, or my favorite 5 years of my life with my family. But I promise them, that I'll give them equal time. And we have a lot to fix, Pinky. There's a lot of problems in our country. It's historical because it's the first time that the president is coming from my region of Mindanao. I am quite emotional because it really is historical for us. And it's the first time that probably Mindanao will get that kind of priority, especially in peace and order. We have bloodshed in every corner of Mindanao, whether it is because of ideology from the New People's Army or because of religion. And it's about time that we really put our foot down and figure out a way how to really fix the region, because of course peace in Mindanao will mean peace for the whole country. Development in Mindanao will be development for the whole country. So
But
I'm very excited.
What kind of relationship do you have with the front runner in the presidential race right now, Mayor Duterte?
Well, Vicky, I was adopted by all three groups. I was adopted by Mayor Digong, or President, soon to be President-elect Digong Duterte. I was also adopted by Vice President Binay, and of course I was carried also by Grace Poe. As a matter of fact, I joined her in the beginning of the sorties. We were together most of the time. But I've always said this in all interviews. When they ask me who candidate do I support, I tell them I support all three. Whoever the people will decide amongst the three, we will support when they win. That is my decision as well now. Now that the people have spoken overwhelmingly, especially in Mindanao, that Duterte is to be the president, we shall support him. As a matter of fact, Bukidnon, Pinky, we knew this already because we had a mock elections last February before the local elections started. In our mock elections, he got 72% of the vote, and only 28% of the vote was split into the other four candidates, or the other three candidates.
Hinati sa kanila.
Hinati-hati na nila. So my father had actually already declared for Digong Duterte early on, about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. So we're very close to him because Bukidnon is the seat of the federal movement. We always have our conferences. Mayor Digong, when he was the mayor, would visit Bukidnon to meet with all the other leaders of Mindanao for the discussion on the federal form of government. So we're all excited for this development.
Must be very exciting times for you. Well, number one, you winning, and number two, if ever, yes, you have a president that will be coming from Mindanao.
Yes, and I'm hopeful that the first item of the agenda, Pinky, is reunification. I think this has been the most divisive political exercise I've seen in many years, and I've been to a lot of elections. I've helped my father out in many elections, and I've been in a campaign since 1998 when I first ran as congressman. So this has been for me the most divisive, especially in the advent of social media, where really you don't need to, some of the words that are used are uncensored. So talagang, I've seen families, I think, I've seen families.
And friends fight.
Now because of this campaign. Yeah, and I've seen families, I've seen best friends fighting. I've seen, oh my gosh, groups, political groups falling out with each other because of this campaign.
Okay.
I think the first item of the agenda is try to reunify the nation.
Well, he's actually said that on an interview here on CNN Philippines. Pia was able to interview Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, and he is seeking unity, so that is in line exactly with what you're saying. But Senator Miggs, just on a last note, when you do go back, and you will, because it seems like you have a really good chance of making it. You are ranked number 7 right now.
Thank you.
Are you looking at doing the same things, renewable energy, biofuel, etc.?
No, Pinky, I'm going to push for tax reform.
Oh, yeah?
Pinky, it's about time we bring down our taxes. We have the highest taxes in Asia. We're scaring away investors, even our own Filipino investors. Our workers are overburdened with taxes. I'm going to push for tax reform. I'm going to push for free college education, which we can afford. It will only cost 14 billion pesos to pay for all the tuition, pay for all the salaries of our professors and MOOE of all state universities and colleges. The government can afford it. We'll push for free irrigation for our farmers. Tanggalin na yung mga irrigation fees ni NIA and many other things. We're going to have to go now and help the people who need to be helped. And this is the 70 to 80% of the population are living below poverty level. We have to do it. We have to fix this problem of poverty incidence if we want to become first world status, if we want to be able to evolve as a nation like our neighbors. And that's the only way we can do it, Pinky, and I will help push for that.
Okay. I should just congratulate you in advance, Senator Miggs Zubiri.
Thank you so much, Pinky.
Come back to the Senate.
God bless the Philippines.
Thanks a lot, Senator Miggs Zubiri there. He is ranking number 7 in the latest, results coming in from the PP. Risa Ontiveros, Congresswoman Risa Ontiveros, and now possibly Senator Risa Ontiveros. Good evening, good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening, Pinky. Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng tagapanood ng CNN Philippines.
Are you comfortable to be called a senator now?
Oh, not until Comelec says so.
You are ranking number 6, Congresswoman Ontiveros. Did you expect this?
I hoped for it, but I couldn't say that I expected it eh. Kaya ngayon pa lang sobra yung pagpapasalamat ko sa mga tao, Pinky, na 2 beses nang umiyak sabay ko.
Yes, this is your 3rd try.
Pagkatalo, 3rd and last try. And hopefully, you know, Miss Universe P Awards back. 3rd time's the charm. So, sa lahat ng hindi nawala ng pag-asa, maraming salamat talaga. You know, the first 2 times, sinabihan ako, imposible, no? A candidate from the Democratic left just can't make it to the Senate. Pero ngayon na yung mga kasama ko sa Akabayan, ng aking pamilya, mga kaibigan, lahat pa ng supporters ay nagpursige kasama ko. And with Akabayan back in the House, we'll continue pushing for reforms in these institutions. Sabi ko sa team ko, Pinky, nung simula nitong kampanya, wag nating isiping pangatlong kampanya natin to. This is the 7th year of our long campaign, and this 7-year project's coming to an end. Another grand adventure awaits. Siguro, Pinky, yung damdamin ko ngayong gabi, yun din yung mensahe ko sa mga tagapanood nyo sa gabi nito na puno pareho ng saya at saka lungkot. Well, ganun nga, wag tayong mapagod mangarap para sa ating bayan.
Because, well, to be fair, Risa, in the past elections, you almost made it.
I almost made it in 2010, nadagdagan ng 2 milyong boto noong 2013. Pero syempre, sa isang Senate election, 12 lang naman ang ibinoboto. So even if you almost make it or you add 2 million votes, natalo pa rin ako noon. So this possible victory is very, very sweet. At syempre, nagbubunsod ng marami pang trabahong nais ko, nais ng Akbayan, nais ng maraming Pilipino na gawin pa sa loob ng Kongreso ng ating Republika.
But what do you think spelled the difference this time? You didn't make it the first time, you didn't make it the second time, and then on the 3rd time, you're on number 6.
Right. Siguro, well, yung pag-focus sa isang mensahe sa buong comprehensive platform namin sa Akabayan. So yung track record ko sa kalusugan, health legislation when I was in the House twice for my party, yung pagtatrabaho ko, 1 taon sa Board of Directors ng PhilHealth. Ito rin yung baon ko, Pinky, hopefully if I get to work in the Senate, unang-una na yung mga sinabi kong agenda natin sa universal healthcare, ilalaan ko talagang enerhiya at panahon ko dyan. Itayo yung mga pillars ng isang universal healthcare system talaga. Simula na sa improved health facilities, yung support for health service providers tulad ng ating BHWs, wider PhilHealth coverage.
Yes.
Siguro what continued to spell the difference ay yung matagal na rin ng Akbayan inilalaban kasama ng mga batayang sektor. So if I get to work in the Senate, you can expect a senator who's really lived with, learned from, and worked with the basic sectors. And I don't know if this, I think this may have spelled a difference in my campaign this time around, aside from yung focused message discipline, reaching out sa mga Pilipino na hindi pa nakakilala sa akin noon. Well, yung panawagan pa rin na to build up our institutions. Lalo na ngayon kung makapagtrabaho ko sa Senado, a strong and independent legislature. In the past and any time in the future, always the best counter to authoritarian impulses sa ating lipunan.
All right. Well, congratulations. Third time's a charm. Is that what they say?
Yes. Yeah, that's what they say. And I hope it applies to me too. Yeah. And in closing lang, Pinky,
go ahead.
May I just say na yung pagdaos natin ng in large part, no, isang tahimik at maayos na eleksyon, isa pa ring testament sa administrasyong Aquino at may iwan ni President no yung Pilipinas. Di hamak na mas maayos at mas umaayos kesa yung pinagsimulan natin noong 2010. And tonight, this night of both joy and suspense and sorrow, we are fighting the good fight with Secmar and Rep. Lenny. Lumalaban kami ng tapat at marangal. We're giving it our all, and until this moment, it is my honor to fight by their side. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng Pilipinong nangangarap kasama natin. Patuloy na mangangarap sa maraming taon pang hinaharap natin sa ating buhay. Mabuhay po ang sambayanan.
We'll see you. We'll see you at the Senate. Senator.
Yes.
Risa Ontiveros, thank you so much for taking our call. And again, well, congratulations for being on the top.
Supporters of acting Makati Mayor and re-electionist Kid Peña and his rival Abby Binay have started to gather outside the Makati Coliseum where the canvassing of votes is ongoing. They're not allowed to enter the Coliseum, but supporters of both groups cheered loudly for their bets. Binay and Peña have almost the same number of supporters outside, with the number increasing as the counting of votes near completion. Those who are for Peña say they want to see change. Those for Binay say they'd rather go with the one who has enough experience. Both parties, however, assured that whatever the result of the election, there will be no commotion and they will leave the area peacefully. Counting of votes have stopped for an hour now as COMELEC officials wait for other ballots to come in. So far, Binay is still leading with 120,506 votes, followed by Kid Peña with 108,616 and Jimmy Humawan with over 1,300 votes. Now for the presidential race, Vice President Jejomar Binay leads here in Makati with over 93,000 votes. Duterte with 62,873 votes. Rojas with 29,000 votes. Poe with over 18,300 votes. And lastly, Defensor Santiago with a little over 15,000 votes. There are 559 polling precincts in Makati's 2 districts, and so far 391 precincts already completed their transmission. That is equivalent to 70% of the total.
Right now, Ina?
Hi, Pia. We're still tailing Mayor Duterte now here in Davao. Right now, he's with Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, a local religious leader here, one of his good friends, and the owner of some of the private jets and choppers that the mayor used throughout his campaign. And also, Pia, Mayor Duterte's running mate, Senator Alan Cayetano, just flew in. He just got to Davao with his wife, Sagig Mayor Lani Cayetano, and his sister, Senator Pia Cayetano. Now, in the PTCRV's latest partial and unofficial count, Cayetano is now in 3rd place in the vice presidential race. Now, he's not saying that he's throwing in the white flag, but he has started saying thank you, Pia, to the reporters here that covered him throughout the campaign. Senator Alan went straight to Duterte and told him that he will always support him. Duterte, for his part, told Cayetano that he can choose whatever position he wants and he will give it to him. Now, right now, Pia, Mayor Duterte and Senator Alan are in a room with their supporters, members of their campaign team, and we're just on standby for a possible interview with the two here. Yeah?
Hey, what can you tell us?
Hi, Pia. Well, we just got off an interview with Mayor Duterte, and he just confirmed that Senator Grace Poe has called him to concede. The mayor said he assured Senator Poe that he will support her agenda in the Senate, especially when it comes to electoral reforms. The mayor even told Senator Poe, he said, just call me and I will be your servant. Now, as I reported earlier, Senator Alan Cayetano is also here in Davao, and he said he's already throwing in the white flag in the vice presidential race. He said the only reason why he's not conceding now is because he doesn't know who to concede to just yet, and he is citing the tight race now between Senator Bongbong Marcos and Congresswoman Leni Robredo. Now, Mayor Duterte and Senator Alan were able to talk at the compound of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. The mayor said he wants Cayetano to be his foreign affairs secretary. However, Cayetano says he still has a 1-year ban from accepting any position in an apparent or in a Duterte presidency, and so he will still have to think about it. Yeah.
And well, also, what are Alan Cayetano's plans in the Senate?
Yes, well, Senator Alan was saying earlier that he will now be helping Mayor Duterte in pushing for the legislation that he would be needing under his presidency. For instance, he says he will have to work on legislation that will increase the salaries of policemen and the military, which Mayor Duterte has promised he will do immediately. Other priority legislation mentioned by Mayor Duterte also earlier include the Freedom of Information Bill. However, the mayor, it seems, he says that if Congress doesn't want to pass the FOI bill, he will do something about it, at least on its level. He says he will issue an executive order soon if he doesn't get the cooperation of
All right, Ina, just one last question. Any other hint from Alan Cayetano as to, if he needs to push legislation for a possible Duterte presidency? Will that mean a bigger role, a higher position in the Senate for him?
Oh. Well, that wasn't discussed earlier, Pia. What Senator Alan Cayetano stressed is that whatever the mayor asks him to do, he will do it. Just give him time, the one-year ban. But as far as Mayor Duterte is concerned, we've not heard the mayor talk about giving maybe Senator Alan or seeing Senator Alan in a higher branch.
All right.
Yeah?
All right. Maraming salamat. Ina Andalong reporting from Davao, and